CD Projekt Red first approached the author, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Andreas Sapkowski, he thought that they would never make much money off the games, so Sapkowski pressed them to pay upfront for the rights of the Witcher series instead of taking the more traditional percentage of total sales. It wasn't until 2018, after the wildfire success of The Witcher 3, that Sapkowski demanded that CD Projekt Red pay him an extra $16 million for that title alone. Wow. Thus developers were surprisingly reasonable with the author, making a new private agreement in 2019, which seemed to leave both parties happy. It's good that both parties have resulted in a good outcome, because I think, they just saw a lot of potential in investing in such a game like this. So they were like, okay, we'll just pay him, because they know that they'll get return on investment on it. So fact 23, FIFA 11 was the first FIFA game to let you play as a goalkeeper. Released in late 2010, you were finally able to control all the players on the pitch in FIFA 11. While that itself was pretty awesome, this upgrade finally allowed the ability for teams of 11 players to work together and each play a fixed role in online games against other teams of 11. I personally have never played FIFA before, but I know a lot of my coworkers play it and they really love it. And every year they're just so excited for the new game. So I don't know, I don't think I'll ever play because I'm not really into like sports game. I'm more into like story games or shooting multiplayer games and stuff. Fact 24. The first gaming event in the US to be held at a national level was the Red Annihilation multiplayer Quake event in 1997. Believe it or not, the history of esports began in 1997 when Quake, the mold for the future of competitive gaming. About 2,000 competitors from across the US participated, with 16 finalists battling out in Atlanta, Georgia. The prize was no other than a 1987 Ferrari 328 GTS convertible. Wow. Something the winner wasn't even insured to drive. What the heck? That's just a random prize. It wasn't even like money, it was like a car. Fact 25. initially redo the entire game. Fact 28. The two characters who fight during the intro to Street Fighter 2 actually have names. 4 decades after Street Fighter 2's release, players wondered who the two mysterious characters seen during the intro were. These fighters were finally identified by Capcom as in 2016, and Street Fighter V's release, although still not as playable characters. It turns out that they are Scott, who likes going to the lake but dislikes caterpillars, and Max, who likes sparkly things and gambling. Number 29. Command and Conquer Red Alert was one of the first video games to be banned in China, as the game, which in essence allows you to battle your army against communist armies, it isn't exactly the kind of thing that China would have wanted going around. Someone tipped the Chinese government about this. Someone tipped the Chinese government off about this, so they banned Red Alert and its subsequent sequels. Well, the other Command and Conquer games, ones that didn't focus on total annihilation of communism, have been legally sold in China over the years with no issues. Number 30. Assassin's Creed was initially meant to be a spin-off of Prince of Persia. Back in 2003, Prince of Persia Sands of Time was all the rage. Ubisoft, the studio behind it, tasks its developers with creating a game that would completely redefine the genre and use the full power of the next generation of video game consoles. The studio originally pitched the game they came up with as Prince of Persia Assassins. However, as they got to building the game, they found themselves